read. So, all right. Well, instead, the reporters were escorted to a back room. According to Ms. Clift, a guard was dispatched to stand at the door. The reporters were told that if they needed to leave the building or even use the restroom, they would have to be escorted by one of the guards. What the fuck is going on here? First of all, she is using private employers. I don't know if these were Walmart security. I don't think they have security like they used to at Walmart anymore. But she had hired henchmen to deny these people their constitutional rights to ask questions. And pardon my language, but this pisses me off. Okay? Now, Walmart has confirmed that Palin's camp wanted the media penned in. So shame on Walmart for that. As much as I support Walmart, shame on them for going along with Governor Palin's request. Because what are they getting out of the deal? More book sales. Now, I admit I just hit a point of hypocrisy. I don't begrudge Walmart for selling books, but they're also denying the constitutional right of these reporters. Now, I have a soft spot for reporters. They get blamed on for a lot of crap. And one of the things I love to hear that really raises my blood pressure is, it's the media's fault. Don't shoot the messenger just because you didn't get the message you wanted or wanted to hear. They're doing their job. And I was a news reporter for 12 years. And a lot of times I was on call 24/7 for weeks at a time. You're always on guard. You're always on guard. And that's one of the reasons why I got out of it, so I can go back into just being a straight-up broadcaster. Even if it's through this website. To me, this is a lot less stressful. I can do it on my own terms. One of the hardest stories I ever had to cover, and probably the best story that I ever covered, which was watching my high school alma mater burn down in December of 2000. The last Friday of December, and I remember it extremely well. I had already been up for almost 18 hours before I got that call. And I had to drive about 40 to 50 miles one way just to get to the fire, and covered it. And I did that for about 5-6 hours. That included going to a news conference after the fire to find out what the school officials were going to do when school resumed in a couple of weeks after that. But I was tired, I was irritable, but I also knew I had a job to do. So I get tired of reporters being shit on by people who think that, oh, they're out there spreading this gossip. No, they're digging up the stories. Now, if they come out with a bias, or put their bias into the story, that's the reporter's fault. But don't shoot the messenger just because you didn't get what you wanted to hear. And in this regard, Walmart made a mistake. Now, Philip Bump from the Atlantic Wire confirmed that the guards who corralled the media were members of Palin's camp. So, okay, I can go along with that. But still, Walmart went along with this. They wouldn't do it for you or I if we were to write a book. But she's former governor of Alaska, vice presidential nominee from 2008, yada, yada, yada. According to the Wausau Daily Herald editor, Mark Trinan, he was told that Clift would have limited access to Palin. He said, quote, "We weren't told that she would be ushered into a room that was locked and guarded," unquote. A manager at the Wausau Walmart store also told the Atlantic Wire that the media holding pen was organized by Palin staff. According to the Atlantic Wire, the Walmart manager confirmed that the company had brought in extra staff to handle the event, but stressed that Walmart staff did not participate in standing guard over the media. Still, Palin was, Walmart was hindering their sales, basically shooting themselves in the foot to promote Governor Palin. But I guess that's their call. Now, reporters were given 5 minutes with Palin and then escorted from the building. Just 5 minutes. I wonder how long they were held in that room. I'm sure it was longer than 5 minutes so she could sign her books. Well, after being kept in the guarded room for about an hour. Okay, there we go. There's your answer. The 8 reporters were given exactly 5 minutes with Palin, and then they were escorted out of the building. So you held them up from their job for over an hour to only get 5 minutes of talk time. Now, granted, most interviews typically take about 5 minutes, even someone of this prominence, unless there are a lot of questions, which I can't imagine there'd be a lot of in-depth questions over this book. What are her credentials, other than being a governor, a politician, an American? She's not a theologian, at least not according to any credible source. That irritates that part of my personality and part of my academic standing, because I do have a degree in religious studies, believe it or not, and I'm an atheist. Well, Palin blames the media every time she says something stupid in their presence, so it's no surprise that she would want to avoid talking to anyone associated, not associated with Fox News, where no one calls her out on the lies or the misinformation she spews. Governor Palin, I'm going to tell you this right now, for the record. If you can't take a little bloody nose, then it's not safe for you out here. Maybe that was a little harsh. But don't spew the shit unless you're willing to dig it. But to put the media under guard in a back room away from everyone for an hour, wasting their time, wasting their company's time, wasting Walmart's time to sell a few books, to just basically say, you go in their media and you don't come out until I say so. I have no respect for that woman. None whatsoever. But that's her call. So when she goes around saying that she is fighting for our rights, I say bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. Okay, I better get off that because I feel my blood pressure rising, and I don't want to do that. And I still have a lot more I want to talk about on the program, such as what's in store for healthcare reform in 2014. While the Affordable Care Act became law 3 years ago, several of the more substantive provisions of the law don't take effect until next year, which is now a little over a month away. Here's a review of some of the key parts of the Affordable Care Act that are scheduled to begin in 2014. The individual mandate. State exchanges, insurers must provide a guaranteed issue and renewability of coverage and essential health benefits and other policy provisions. I'll go over the more detailed ones on tomorrow's program. But here's some of the policy revisions that I think you need to know about. All right? The Affordable Care Act imposes several requirements and eliminates other provisions commonly found in insurance policies. 1. Group and individual policies, including grandfathered plans, may not impose waiting periods longer than 90 days before coverage becomes effective. 2. Annual deductible for small group, fewer than 50 full-time equivalent employees, health plans, excluding grandfathered plans, must not exceed $2,000 per insured and $4,000 per family. These amounts are indexed to increase in subsequent years. 3. The most you'll pay annually for out-of-pocket expenses, that includes deductibles, co-insurance, and co-pays for all individual and group health plans, excluding grandfathered plans, cannot exceed the maximum out-of-pocket limits for health savings accounts. That's $6,350 for individuals, $12,700 for family in 2014. And finally, number 4, all group health plans and non-grandfathered individual health plans can no longer impose annual or lifetime dollar limits on essential health benefits. So just some things to take into account about the Affordable Care Act. Well, coming up in just a moment, I'll have things you need to know on this Tuesday. News headlines, as well as the nationwide weather forecast. But coming up next, I'll have President Obama's weekly radio address from this past Saturday. And that's coming up right after these announcements. So stick around, my friends. More First Cup is on the way.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
This episode of First Cup is brought to you by Wishing Stars Native Creations, Fine Art Today, and Marshall Woodworking. Check out these companies and many more by going to the Friends page at tinyurl.com/Gunther's House or tinyurl.com/GuntherMobile.
McGruff here.
The crime dog?
Yep.
I think I'm going to need your help. I've got an internet bully.
Okay, well, what you do is...
Maybe you could put a virus on her computer. Or a tracking device. Or a bug.
You don't have to do that, all you...
Or maybe we could get an attack dog. You ever see those attack dogs that can, rip a person's arm off? Seriously. Or like a SWAT team. A cyber SWAT team or something. Or like an army. Did you ever see that zombie army movie? We should get a zombie army.
Wait. All you need to do to stop an internet bully is delete their messages and never forward them on.
So, no zombies?
No zombies.
Bummer.
Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. For more information, visit ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, Crime Prevention Coalition of America, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two. They got nothing but the genes, but they got different strokes it takes. Different strokes it takes. Different strokes to move the world. Everybody's got a special kind of story. Everybody finds a way to shine. No matter that you got not a lot. So what? They'll have theirs and you'll have yours and I'll have mine. And together we'll be fine. 'Cause it takes different strokes to move the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to move the world.
Hi, everybody. On Thursday, I visited a steel plant in Cleveland, Ohio, to talk about what we're doing to rebuild our economy on a new foundation for stronger, more durable economic growth. One area where we've made great progress is American energy. After years of talk about reducing our dependence on foreign oil, we are actually poised to control our own energy future. Shortly after I took office, we invested in new American technologies to reverse our dependence on foreign oil and double our wind and solar power. And today, we generate more renewable energy than ever, with tens of thousands of good American jobs to show for it. We produce more natural gas than anyone, and nearly everyone's energy bill is lower because of it. And just this week, we learned that for the first time in nearly 2 decades, the United States of America now produces more of our own oil here at home than we buy from other countries. That's a big deal. That's a tremendous step toward American energy independence. But this is important too. We reached this milestone in part not only because we're producing more energy, but because we're wasting less energy. We set new fuel standards for our cars and trucks so that they'll go twice as far on a gallon of gas by the middle of the next decade. That's going to save an average driver more than $8,000 at the pump over the life of a new car. We also launched initiatives to put people to work upgrading our homes, businesses, and factories so that they waste less energy. That's going to save our businesses money on their energy bills, and that's money they can use to hire more workers. Here's another thing. Between more clean energy and less wasted energy, our emissions of dangerous carbon pollution are actually falling. That's good news for anyone who cares about the world we leave to our kids. And while our carbon emissions have been dropping, our economy has been growing. Our businesses have created 7.8 million new jobs in the past 44 months. It proves that the old argument that we can't strengthen the economy and be good stewards of our planet